Hi there YouTube, so I'm back with another video on here. Today I want to talk about a few things. The first one being, mobile network providers and, EE, 3G, T-Mobile and so forth. So they are very important in our lives. And one thing that's actually extraordinary is that the fact that I've never had a contract SIM. So I'm actually bringing this topic up because my SIM has, is top up, so that's run out, and now I've got to go make sort of a top up. But because I've been doing this for how many years now, it's literally too repetitive. So that's when, I came to the realization that I should actually take out a contract SIM. Now, the contract SIM that I took out is 100 gig, and it isn't sort of, too much, because when I go out, sometimes I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, and it's going to be using up quite a bit of internet. So data is important for me. So 100 gig for 30 days, I think that's actually reasonable, not too much at all. And of course, unlimited calls, unlimited texts. So that's also needed. But nowadays we don't use texts. We actually use, like WhatsApp, Snapchat, and so forth. So yeah, I'll be just getting it right now. So actually, what am I saying? I actually got the contract SIM, so it's on the way, but it's going to be a week. And I have to now get a other SIM card to use within that time space, or that week. And, so when I go out now, I can use that for internet and to at least make calls, because a week without any service on your phone is wild. And that is a very hard job and tough job, because I can't, keep up to date with anything, and I can't sort of make content for you guys outside as well. So if I go to the park, I won't be able to upload on time. And most of all, for my benefit, of course, I won't be able to keep up with anything. So what I think is worth is, within the 7 to 8 day span where I'm waiting for the new SIM to arrive, I will get the sort of temporary one right now, top that up, and good to go for the week or so. So when you buy a phone nowadays, there's a contract SIM that comes there on the side. So they're showing you all these deals. Before, it just used to be you pay monthly or some sort of a package deal, or even pay as you go for the phones. But now they include the SIM as well, so the price just goes up, and it just makes buying phones that bit more complicated. And lately as well, with the new iPhones, Samsungs, and everything else that's up to date, they are also selling the chargers apart. So you get the USB for free, but now you've got to buy the plug, or whatever it's called, the little head part you stick into the wall. You buy that separately, and that's like 20-30 pounds or something, depending on where you live, so dollars of course. So quite a lot of changes, and these companies and businesses are trying to scam every penny out of us. And if you don't want to do none of this and just keep it simple, like the good old days, have your own sort of gadget that you're used to. So even that, like, if I keep it honest with you, for example, LG, BlackBerry, all these old brands, they're no longer. Like, you can't get hold of them. You could buy them, but the service-wise, everything's 5G now, so they won't be able to operate along with the new, ports and chargers and stuff. So that's long gone. So there's two phones that are competing in the last, say like 5 or plus years, and that's Samsung and iPhone. Now, if you want an iPhone, that's more so the universal one. Actually, Samsung is the universal one, but in the West is iPhone, because it's so easy to access any application, and sort of that fun handheld phone where everything is just the way you like it organized. Whereas Samsung is more up to date in terms of applications, the facilities, if I can say so, the apps, and your way around, and being able to connect more. So you could actually call it a handheld computer or a mini sort of computer. So those two are the ones competing. They are copying each other's, you know, sort of updates and what one phone has as an identity. They're slowly taking it over to the next party and doing the old sort of twist. But it's quite evident, and in the future they are actually guessing that they will one time sort of merge. You know, it's actually wild to see Samsung and Apple merging, but if they do, it doesn't have to be sort of iPhone and Samsung. They could actually produce one phone and have both of the, you know, major companies, you know, sort of co-sign it or have some sort of a partnership. But I can see that coming in the future. And that phone will be pricey. I tell you, like, it's gonna be a innovation to the game of mobile devices, and it's gonna be the one and only. But world is evolving, people's preferences are evolving, and most importantly, prices are going up. So they will need to consider all factors here. And, you know, with anything else, they will be releasing new gadgets, of course, and most of the times, a lot of them are flops. Now, if you remember, when it comes to iPhones, there was an iPhone C, you know, the one that looks like sort of a gummy at the back, you know, those bright colors, rubbery texture or something. There were at the time, like, sort of a new style to it. And it brought back the old, you know, iPod sort of vibes. And, you know, mentioning iPods as well, that's another one that it was actually the beginning of iPhones, if I could say so. Not really a flop, but there were a lot of variations in between from where we are now. So iPhone 16 to iPhone 2, if I remember. I never ever remember anyone saying anything about iPhone 1. Maybe it was just called the iPhone. And, you know, there's been, of course, a lot of flops in between and phones that didn't make it out. And, you know, and same with Samsung as well. So Samsung, I don't really know too much, but it's been, you know, more so preferred in the Far East and, you know, Asia, Africa, and, you know, those countries, because it's sold a lot more there, because, you know, iPhones are banned in several countries in the East. So the phone industry in China and Japan, well, North Korea, I don't know what they use. I mean, if they've got their own, you know, internet, their own sort of servers, their own of everything, most definitely they've got their own sort of mobile phones out there. But because they couldn't sell it in, you know, China, in, you know, East Asia, they started to, you know, use the Samsungs more there, and, you know, Oppo and the other ones. So population wise as well, Samsung has beaten Samsung has beaten iPhone in that. And within the next few years to come, it will be a very interesting showdown and a conclusion how this will, you know, turn out. Anyways, the shop is right there, so I literally just walked by right now. I'm around 2 minutes from it, so I didn't want to walk inside with, you know, a camera and just start vlogging in there. Could have done that, but because, you know, some people prefer their stores and, you know, their personal spaces a bit more respected and not filmed without their permission as well. You know, it's not nice, especially if it's somewhere that you go quite often as well. It's gonna come off as, you know, like, why has he got the camera rolling, you know, like walking around the shop, like you look like you're doing a review, and who's to say what you're gonna put online. So yeah, so without any further ado, I'm gonna end the vlog right here, and I'll be getting my SIM card and the top up as well. So hopefully within the next week or so, I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll try to make another, you know, if I can, a town vlog, if I find the courage in me. It's been a while, and, you know, for those of you out there, you know, my friends that are watching this, that haven't been able to call, the last 2-3 days or so is because I haven't had any sort of internet and credit as well. But without any further ado, I'll catch you guys on the next part, and make sure you enjoy your day, keep positive, and let's keep going. Take care, guys.